So I was involved with a project with the Saskatchewan Environmental Society called the Low Carbon Stories, Saskatchewan Low Carbon Stories. And essentially, what we were looking at is we recognized that in Saskatchewan there was a very significant divide between rural and urban Saskatchewan around the conversation around climate change. And I think that divide is created by fear on both sides. On one side, there's a fear of climate change. On the other hand, there's a real legitimate fear about how action on climate change can change the rural way of life. And there is actually a lot of middle ground, but unfortunately, that middle ground isn't being talked to. The two polar opposite positions are being entrenched, but we're not talking about the middle ground. And we decided that what we wanted to do was to create an opportunity for us to speak to the middle ground, to the opportunities between the two polar sides or the two extremes of fear in the conversation about climate change in Saskatchewan. So we wanted to move the conversation away from the threat of climate change towards the opportunities that greenhouse gas reduction can present. And we based the project on storytelling. The reality is that facts are not always what changes people. And we've learned this over the last 50 years. I mean, we've been telling people the facts about climate change, but there's a disjoint between the facts and the choices that people make. And we felt that storytelling was a better way to engage people because it tells people stories about other people with whom they can identify and their stories that are of relevance to them. Personal success stories, you share identity with those people, lifestyles and concerns, and oh, look what he's doing or she's doing. Maybe that can help in my case. We featured 5 stories. One was Kaylane Kennels, the northern village of Green Lake, Nipawin Bible College, and 2 family farms, the Axton family farm, McCreary Land and Livestock. So they're really based on small business, community organizations, and farmers. Some of the stories featured switches to renewables. The farm stories really featured different ways of doing agriculture. And you can find all of these stories on our website, some in video, some in written form. And so the success of the project is we had the goal of doing 12 projects. We did 8 of them, but then 5 got postponed due to COVID-19, and they're all being rescheduled as virtual presentations. We have 5 written case studies and 3 videos, and we're working on an additional project. We had high social media, and we also had some lesson plans that were developed and shared with 1,000 teachers. So that's my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Margaret.